Hello and welcome to I Am Geek, and this is episode 94. I'm Ryan. I'm here with my brother Chris and our good pal Catron, or good buddy Catron.
Hey.
I read this saying this week. Did you see this? That Rhett from Rhett and Link said that you should only call a dog or a small child buddy. You should never call an adult friend buddy. Which is funny because they have a show that's on YouTube Red called Buddy System that's about their friendship.
Oh.
And then somebody, I don't know how people do this so fast. Somebody put together a video of every time he is called Link Buddy on Good Mythical Morning. And Rhett responded with, how do you guys do this so fast? I guess I'm wrong. So, anyways, that's neither here nor there. There's some news that came out today. A little continuation from last week. A surprise for me. I don't know if it's a surprise for you guys. Yeah, surprise. I guess not. But Star Wars Galaxy Edge now has an opening date for Disneyland and Walt Disney World. Hollywood Studios. Yes. And it caught me by surprise. I figured the Disneyland one. The Disneyland one is May 31st.
Yeah.
But the Walt Disney World one is August 29th.
Yeah, both dates are early than what everybody was thinking.
Yeah. But
they said late fall, and that's not even fall at that point. It's still summer.
Well, to them it's fall because I guess Mickey's Not So Scary will already be going on.
That's true. I mean, it's in the school calendar. It's fall, right?
Yeah.
For a lot of people in the what they call the meteorological calendar.
Meteorological.
But I was so excited because I didn't think I would see it for I don't know, a couple years probably.
Yeah.
But our tickets are still good then, and we already had a trip booked for September, so it'll be open when I'm there. It won't be like the first week, but that will probably be a good thing. It'll still be crowded, but it'll be better than going the day of, the opening day
For sure, yeah.
You'll be able to get your foot in there at least.
Yeah, I'll actually be down there in August, but I'll be down there the week before or something, so it won't be open yet. But then I'll be back in September with the whole family and extended family, minus my side, or minus Chris.
Poor Chris.
I mean, you could come on down, Chris.
Come on down.
You can hang out with the Donovans.
No, I'm good. That sounds terrible. That sounds terrible.
So we already booked the room, and I'm glad I booked it the other day because I was like,
really?
I need to book the room sometime soon, and I was waiting to hear from them because they were slow about getting stuff to me, and I just, for some reason, the other day I was just like, I should just go ahead and book the room. I know the dates, so I went on and booked the room through DVC, and I'm glad I did because I'm sure there's nothing now.
Nothing.
Prices probably skyrocketed.
I don't have to worry about that, but well, I mean, I don't have to worry about the prices going up or down. Because
point's a point.
Well, you could talk about your Teslas. I could talk about DVC. But anyways, so I already have the room. We're going to be there. I may not be able to be in the room at all. I may be standing in a line waiting to go on, the Millennium Falcon. But I'm going to try to see it. The thing is, it does say that, capacity will be limited. So hopefully, But in Disneyland, you have to reserve your spot, make a reservation to even get into the land. If you don't have a reservation, you can't get into Galaxy's Edge, which is good and bad, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot smaller, right? The space in that part, right?
Yeah.
Well, maybe not compared to Hollywood Studios. I'm not thinking.
I think it's supposed to be the same size. Each park is supposed to. Each land is supposed to be pretty much exactly the same.
Yes, but the entire park is where there's part of that.
But even though you can fit that same amount of people in there, the rest of the people not getting in there have to go someplace, and Disneyland isn't big.
Well, yeah.
Really
So, but
accommodate them.
That's why they're doing the reservations.
Yeah.
For there, and the reservations will be from May 31st through June 23rd.
I think I'd rather know that I've got a place or not got a place in line, and if I'm going to be there, like if I were you and there was a way to reserve it, and I knew that I wasn't going to be able to get in, I'd be like, well, that's fine. At least I don't have to wait and see if I'm going to make it.
Yeah.
So I mean, you'll have to do that, unfortunately. But
no, I'm going to find a cast member, karate chop them, steal their
outfit. It works in the movies, right?
and it works in the movies, and just walk in like I own the place.
Well, I mean, you
could
just
go get a giant parka. Yeah, just go get a giant blue parka, put it on.
Yeah.
And a weird hat, and just walk in, and they'll be like, "Oh, you work here in Star Wars Galaxy Edge. Like, you're wearing incredibly hot clothing for this time of year."
They showed us what
the right mind.
They showed us what the name badges look like, so you can mimic that. You can dress like that.
Oh, the plan is coming together, but now it's on our podcast, so the millions of people
they're going to shut us down, aren't they?
Oh man, Chris is having a little technical difficulties tonight, so hopefully it comes through for you guys.
Is it still happening?
Yeah, it sounds like you're calling in on a phone.
Yeah, I don't know why. But anyways,
I'm here from out in space.
Caller, you're on the air.
So, I guess you're just not allowed to talk tonight.
I'm out in the field here.
Like an old timey radio.
We're working on that, people, to get our sound better, but you know, we're lazy. But
on the internet.
Anyways, so yeah, so both coasts will only be getting one of the rides to start with. The Rise of the Resistance will not be coming till later on in the year,
which is fine. But that is apparently upset some people that they're not opening with their. Which I'm like,
how dare you?
Right, that's what somebody said. Opening. It's like, are you seriously not opening with an e-ticket attraction? I'm like, they're opening with the Millennium Falcon. What else? It's okay, you know. And even if they didn't, I would still go. Like if it was just the land, who cares? I mean, are you going to be there? Probably not. Most people that are complaining about it, they're, you know, it's like,
well, yeah. I mean, it's funny because it's like,
whether you rather it not be open at all.
Yeah, it's like, how dare you open it early for me to experience?
Yeah, and spread out so that more people can visit it and not have to all be there at one time. I mean,
I wonder how far along they are. Are they on the Rise of the Resistance ride? Like,
yeah.
And you know, I think part of the reason they're doing this is try to get some of that summer money, if you want to talk. I mean, because Universal's opening stuff, so they want to try to bring people over from Universal to get some money. So I'm just hoping they didn't rush some stuff along.
Yeah.
And when you get there, you're just sort of like, oh.
Okay. Yeah, the timing of it's kind of interesting because that's one of the slower periods, or it has been traditionally, at least, throughout the year, because it's right when school starts. So people are less likely to take their kids out of school. And some people do take their kids out of school because of that, and they'll go, you know, but it's definitely not a fall break or summer. So I think part of it is to try to get some of those people to come in to just keep the park filled up, you know, and again, just to kind of stretch it out so it's not everybody. Yeah. But I mean, it's still gonna be everybody at one time.
Yeah, well, a lot of people are like, I'm gonna wait till I'm not taking my Disney trip until 2020, so I can see Star Wars. But now it's like, oh well, I can see some of it now, part of it.
It's a bonus, like for you. You didn't know it was gonna happen. You already had something scheduled, and it's like, I mean, that's awesome. I mean, for those people that have booked, because most people book out at least 10 months ahead of time, right? Most of the time, I guess. But I mean, there's the locals that'll go anyways. But.
Yeah, but like, because our passes expire in October, so I was like, well, we're not going to get to see it, so let's just go in September, and then, you know, when I can get back down to see it, I will.
Right.
But now, I'm like, oh, well, I actually get to experience at least half of it. I'm wondering if they'll be doing all the interactions that they've said that they will be doing, or if that will wait till the rollout of the second ride too.
Yeah, I thought that too. Because are all the little shops and little nooks and crannies going to be done, or is it really just a ride that you're going to be able to get into in the mountains? You'll be able to see those, or whatever you want to call them. But
hopefully, all the stores and restaurants or whatever you call them will be open.
I'm sure they'll have all the merchandise you can buy.
Yeah, they won't miss out on
merchandise.
Merchandising. I want a yogurt. There selling all the stuff.
I thought that was on Spaceballs.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Merchandising. They got Spaceballs, the T-shirt, Spaceballs, the flamethrower. I want all that.
Ooh, yeah, I want the flamethrower. That got me thinking about like the theming, because last week we looked at it showed some of the outfits you could buy, and they all look like pretty much Jedi outfits. So is there really going to be, like, if you're looking at the timeline when this takes place, there really isn't that many Jedi, right?
They're all on Galaxy's Edge. That's why.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, if they'll have many Jedis walking around, because there shouldn't be.
Yeah, they're all dead.
They're all dead. You should have Rey, and
well, when you saw at the end of the last movie, I mean, there was the kid with the mop, and he was powered.
Yeah.
So it's emerging, and it's starting on the Galaxy's Edge.
And it's funny. I mean, I know it's merchandise, like we said, but like having a lightsaber shop, like that's not how it works in Star Wars. Come on, you don't get a shop in the
future.
They didn't show. I mean, you don't remember the scene where Luke went into a shop to buy his lightsaber? You don't remember that?
No. But hopefully, by these pictures, they also release some new concept art. You'll be able to buy a porg in a cage.
Yeah, that was a weird one.
Yeah, cook it up later for dinner.
Yeah, that's the first thing I saw.
What's the kid holding?
Yeah,
the dad's holding a porg in the cage, and the kid's holding something weird.
I don't know. But they're really happy about it.
It's like this, like, bloated elephant-looking thing with horns, and it's beady eyes.
Yeah, it's strange.
I'm zooming in on all the stuff. There's cages
a cage in the background with some hay sticking out of it, like some kind of animal, and those look like little kennels back there for animals, and that's interesting.
So it must be like a sort of like what they do in the Harry Potter world at Universal.
That's true.
You have the creature shop that has all the creatures from the movies you could buy.
Yeah.
This will be the Star Wars creature shop that you can go and buy.
Got a bar where you can go in and get drunk at.
Yeah, so. I really hope they get close to at least what this concept art looks like. I know it's concept art, but it would be amazing. I mean, you mentioned the lighting was kind of weird earlier. I don't. How would they pull that off with just sunlight coming through the top a little bit? It'd be a little difficult.
Yeah, I'm just wondering. Like, I'm trying to remember the concept art for Pandora.
Yeah,
and how it's looked compared to the actual land. It's going to look really good, but I don't think it'll look exactly what we see. And I don't think the people that we see and the droids we see walking in the background will be there at all.
There won't be any room for them.
Yeah.
I mean, after looking at this concept art and having played Battlefront, I'm going to be like scared someone's going to come around the corner and shoot me.
Yeah.
I hope they do.
Oh.
I mean, not really, but you know.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
like,
because I mean, I would, compared to my gameplay in Battlefront, I would be dead right away.
So this toy is this a toy shop or what's this with all the ships?
I was just looking at that. That looks interesting. There's ships hanging from the ceiling like a star killer,
Star Destroyer.
Star Destroyer. Same thing, right? I don't know what those are on the left side.
It's like little speeder bikes, or like not speeder bikes, but like speeder cars.
Car, whatever it is.
Then you have a green BB-8 down there.
Yeah.
But there's a Millennium Falcon right there in the.
It's the model. It's the model shop. That's basically where they're going to have all the actual toys that you can get at Toys R Us.
Toys R Us.
Toys R Us.
Yeah. Well, if Toys R Us is still around.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to have like just piles of melons sitting out in the middle of the walkway.
Oh, really? You don't think that?
Maybe.
Where else would you keep the melons?
It's like a market. That seems like a place that would be at Animal Kingdom, but it's a little weird.
I dig it though.
Oh man, I hope it's close to it.
So that's going to be a good episode for us when I go to Galaxy's Edge.
Maybe.
It'll either be a good episode or it'll be me just complaining like, they wouldn't let me in. I stood there forever. I got to practice using the Force and stuff. To people in line, you will let me in front of you. Move along.
This is not the line you're looking for.
Yeah.
You must be using the Force.
Wow.
What do you think? You're some Jedi or something? That all work on me. Yeah.
I think I'm going to go into the cantina place and try to sell people death sticks. You want to buy some death sticks? See how fast I can get kicked out. They got to try to sell me death sticks. What? And I'll be like, what? They're just candy cigarettes.
Exactly.
I think you should go dressed up as a space ball with a giant comb. Walk around.
I don't think they're going to let you dress. I don't think they'll.
Well,
how are they going to do that?
They've got all the.
You're not allowed to dress in costume.
But they're selling you costumes.
I know, but they sell other stuff too. But unless it's a Halloween event or something like that.
That's weird though, because when they opened the hotel, I guess that's still happening. They haven't really said anything about that.
That's different.
That they're like, we want you to dress in costume to be part of it.
Sure.
When you go into Galaxy's Edge. Yeah, so how will that work? I mean, in Universal Studios, you can wear a wizard's robe around because I see people doing it and they're like sweating like crazy, and I'm like, what is your problem? Like, why? Just take it off. It's Florida. So maybe you'll be able to, but maybe they'll make you wear like a big sticker on your head saying, I'm not a cast member.
Band or something.
You could probably wear robes and stuff, but I'm sure you can't wear anything with a mask.
Well, no mask.
Yeah.
No. That's a given, Chris. Come on.
Gosh, Chris. We all know that.
Excuse me. Sorry.
But I'm excited for it. It should make our trip more, way more interesting.
I was going to say, don't say exciting or joyful. It'll be interesting because.
Oh no, it'll be great. But I'm just saying, like, it'll add a different element to it that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, but
the crowds will be crazy.
Crowds are gonna be crazy.
Yeah,
everywhere you go.
And I'll be with the in-laws. So.
Oh, there you go.
Got a great hotel though, right?
But hey, you're going to be standing in line most of the time.
I'm very interested. I don't think they listen to this podcast. So if you do, I'm sorry. I'm very interested to see how that's going to go. Just because of their just their way of doing things, I guess I would say. I'm not saying it's wrong or bad. It's just different than the way I do things. I'm very laid back and very like, everybody have fun tonight. And they're like, here's the schedule and here's what we're going to do and this is what we're going to do. And,
Yeah, those people are crazy.
Well, no, you're fine. The way you do it is fine. I can tell you stories, but I shouldn't tell you stories because I don't want to get in trouble.
Ooh.
But let's just say that there was
We need a
weeping and
whole episode on
gnashing.
this.
Yeah, there was weeping and gnashing of teeth involved. Fire and brimstone on one vacation that we went on with them, and I was just like, never again. But
I wonder
everybody's
how
matured since
crowded Pandora is going to be during that.
Still crowded.
If it'll be,
I don't know.
if everybody's going to be trying to get into the Star Wars, if other parts of the park will lessen up.
No, because this is what they're going to do. Because they want Pandora to be this force to be reckoned with because it has new movies coming out. What they'll do is they'll just shut down more of the theaters and there'll still be this huge line and people won't know the theaters are shut down because you can't see that. And they'll be like, wow, look at the crowds. It's still, Pandora is still going crazy with the 3-hour wait. And then, because, they never run it at capacity. You know that, right? Because the way they built it, it can't. What they found out, it can't handle it. That if they run all the theaters at once, it shuts down the whole thing.
Yeah,
because of the
they
heat.
found that out quick. Yeah, it's crazy.
But they probably won't do that. I'm like starting a conspiracy here, but
it's conspiracy corner time.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's still a 3-hour wait.
They're only letting three people in at a time.
Yeah.
Although, with that video when they showed the Millennium Falcon ride, they showed there's 6 seats in the cockpit.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Well, how many cockpits are they going to have?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Yeah,
it's the age-old question: how many cockpits?
5 cockpits.
Well, how many does
the Millennium Falcon have? 1.
I mean, there's really just one Millennium Falcon, so they've got just that one, and no one else can ride.
I don't really know much about what the ride is. I don't know.
I mean, it's similar. It's like a cross between what's the current Star Wars ride that
Star Tours.
Star Tours. Thank you. I couldn't think of it. Star Tours and Mission Space, where you've got all these different seats, in Mission Space, and then you've got it's a simulation and all this stuff. So I mean, I imagine it's almost like you're getting in sort of like a shuttle, like you would with the Star Tours, and they'll just have these bays. So there are how many of those? Maybe 5 or so at a time. I don't know how many they do. Maybe.
It almost seems
I'm googling it.
The way they've described it, it almost seems like a pick your adventure type thing.
Yeah,
because it looked like you had each person in their seat had a different job.
Yep.
To do, and maybe if they don't do it right, the ride goes in a different direction.
That's right.
So mission. Sorry. Go ahead.
Because they said people in the parks would say, "Hey, I heard you crashed or whatever. You're a terrible pilot," type thing. So I'm guessing it's like a pick your own adventure type thing.
Yeah.
So Mission Space is 1,600 people per hour.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Star Tours is only 240 people per hour.
Yeah, I can see that. They don't have that many bays on that one. Or shuttles.
Avatar, the Flight of Passage is supposedly, I don't know how correct this is, 1,440 people, so 1,440 people per hour.
Yeah, maybe. I wonder, what about Soarin'? Does it say on there?
Soarin' is 1,131 people per hour.
I guess
that surprises me about Mission Space.
Yeah,
that it's that many. Is it because it doesn't look that big when you go in there?
Sure.
Yeah.
Like when you get in your little capsule thing.
Yeah, there's not many people that fit in the capsule. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I wonder how much of that they'll be able to do though with the interaction, like you were talking about, Chris. Because I mean, especially with it being so crowded, I think what they're turning that into though is it comes up on your app because all that's connected with your ticket. Yeah, it's going to be in the Disney Play. Now, if you're staying at the hotel, I can see that happening because only so many people can stay there and actually get in that building because it's more like a cruise from what we've kind of seen where you pay for 3 days. It's not like you can, and maybe there's a part you can walk into, but I think you're paying for this experience with the that hotel, and you take on a role or a character or whatever, and that's likely where more of that will happen.
Who
than
knows?
just walking around the park.
Yeah, who knows when that will open?
Yeah. I'm an assassin.
Maybe I'll like dress sorta in like the theme, and just walk around and be like, "Hey, I heard what you did on the Falcon there, man. Good job, buddy."
I didn't even
They'd be like, I've not been on the ride. It's been 5 hours. I don't know what you're talking
That's
about.
what I'm saying. Good job waiting those 5 hours, man. It's really mess with people.
Yeah. Wow, it's just like everything I ever dreamed of.
And then you try and sell them death sticks.
And then I'll find some like first order, because I guess they're not technically stormtroopers. First order troopers wandering around, and I'll just walk up to him and scream, "There he is! I saw him! He's over there!" And just point to some random stranger and just like start chasing after him.
Yeah, that should work.
Yeah, just mess with people.
Yeah, you won't be kicked out at all. That's going to be your story when you get back. Well, I was there for like 30 minutes, and then they kicked me out.
I'll do everything that I want to do first, and then I'll...
Yeah.
And if they question me, I was like, "Oh, I thought this was very like an immersive experience."
Immersive, yeah. I was just trying to play along.
That's what I read on the internet.
There you go, internet.
You guys got anything else about any thoughts on this Galaxy's Edge before we move on?
I'm not going to be going to it for a while.
You haven't been to Disney in years.
Yeah, I haven't been to Disney in years, so yeah,
you need to go, man.
That.
I keep going on the cruises. I can't help it.
Well, just tell your wife, say, I've got an important meeting I've got to go to, and just hop on a plane.
Research.
Go.
I'll just sneak out the window at night and just go.
She won't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
right.
we
miss me.
We go every 2 years right now, right? So 2020 is when we would go, my family, and I mean, I think I've said this before, but it's making me rethink when we're going to go, because I just don't. It's going to be bad for a while as far as being in crowds, and everywhere you go, and we have to go during when school's not in, so everybody else does too. So I don't know. I've thought about maybe doing a cruise next, but my son is really, really, really into the Titanic right now. And I asked him the other day, I was like, "So you like ships now? You like boats and things like that now, right?" And he said, "Yeah." And I mean, he can tell you every little detail of the Titanic. But I said, "Do you want to go on a Disney cruise?" And he said, "No." I said, "Are you scared about it?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "Buddy, there's no there's no
buddy. He's a child. You can call him buddy.
Okay.
Yeah. That's fine.
I said, there are no icebergs where we would go. What about other ships? I'm like, trust me, it'll be fine.
It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
It's not old-timey times. Right. When you have the captain fall asleep at the wheel. Oh, the captain fell asleep at the wheel again. We ran into another ship.
Yeah. So I don't know if I can.
You can veer away from the ship if you see it coming.
Yeah.
It's like slowly moving towards us.
It's like the scene from Austin Powers where he's in a little cart moving.
Yeah.
It's like, stop. It's funny that you mentioned the cruise, because I got this an email from my wife. I guess she had got it. I get it too. They just announced the Disney cruises for 2020, or like,
yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay,
great.
Let's go.
Thanks for letting me know.
We'll do that.
I want to go. I'm just trying to think when the best time to go on a cruise would be.
You're right near a port.
I know, but I'm just thinking, like, with the age of my kids, is it worth going now, or should I wait?
I would say wait until your youngest is a little older.
Yeah.
Or they can watch her.
Yeah.
Did you say they have to be potty trained?
Yes.
I'm not thinking of okay. So yeah,
like the play areas and stuff. Sure. They've got to be potty trained, because they're not going to change your kids.
The good news is that girls mature faster in that aspect, so you shouldn't have as difficult a time with.
Yay!
So like
with
a
your
couple
daughter.
months will be good.
Yeah. So we have that to look forward to.
Oh, yay! I guess.
Hey.
Yeah. I said something about I'm so glad we're done with having kids. Something was going on. I'm like, and I said that, and my wife was like, "You are," and I was like, "Well,
It doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter now because I've taken care of that." So
The valve's been shut off.
yeah,
Cut off, you mean?
yeah. No, well, no, just sort of tied or snipped,
Okay.
or whatever they do in there. I don't want to know.
Yeah. That's a little bow tie.
Oh, that was it's flashbacks. Oh gosh, I think I'm gonna pass out.
PTSD.
Yeah. So I have a session with my wife afterwards. Or therapy session. Get that thought out of my head.
Pipes.
I'm pretty sure I told that story on this
Yeah, I think
podcast.
so.
Yeah.
You could go back and find that somewhere probably.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I'm sure I will be camping out in line waiting to get to the parks.
Very nice.
You guys know where this is going.
Yeah.
Segway.
Speaking of camping out,
Camping.
Catron, you said last week that you were going camping last
We
weekend.
did. We did go camping. We went camping. This is a different kind of camp. It was in a lodge with.
That's not camping.
Yeah, I mean they call it camp, right? So
Okay.
At Chickasaw State Park in Henderson, Tennessee, not Hendersonville, but Henderson, Tennessee, and we were in a building with a bunch of other kids in bunk beds, and the bunk beds were real close to each other, just like camp that I remember when I was growing up going to. We talked about that I think last time. But yeah, it was interesting. The weather was good. We didn't have any issues there. We had lots of food, too much food. And that was one thing we never, a bunch of us fathers were talking about that weren't in charge of getting all the food together. We're like, next time we need to like tell them we don't need so many snacks and cakes and cookies and all this stuff. It was so much food and so much sweets because the story I have to tell you will prove that. They have these with 3 Gatorade coolers full of there was one that was pink lemonade, one was Kool-Aid, red Kool-Aid, and then water. Which
no bug juice?
No bug juice, no. But there was this one kid that kept filling up his he had a Gatorade bottle. He kept filling it up with the pink lemonade. And of course he had all this sweet stuff and everything, and nobody really thought much of it until about 12:30 in the morning when you hear and everybody's like, oh, he just. We talked about it later. Everybody thought, oh, he just kind of threw up on the beside him, and he'll be fine.
Oh,
no.
What? Wait. Even if he threw it to the side of him, he's not really fine. There's puke everywhere.
I mean, it just sounded like a little bit. It was just like you hear him say, "I'm going to throw up," and he does. But his dad's right there. We're like, it's all good. He'll run to the bathroom and be fine. No, it wasn't fine because he gets up. And you hear splat. Splat. It gets a little bit further, splat. And I think 3 or 4 times the kid threw up on the floor. Luckily, where I was sleeping, I was on a top bunk, and Charlie was my son was on the bottom, but the kid was away from us. Like he wasn't coming towards our stuff because everybody's stuff was on the floor. You had to keep, you didn't know where to put your stuff. So I was like, oh man, I hope those people that were near there didn't get all that on it. So anyways, he goes, and I felt bad because I'm supposed to be one of the leaders, and I should help clean or whatever. But I mean, what was I going to do really? Because there was the dad, which he was. I think he slept through all of that happening. Somehow he woke up because the director, the RA director, that was up, and he was starting to get stuff together. And he's like, "Anybody want to be temporary RA director of this?" But he and this other guy were cleaning up, and then the dad gets up, and the dad, I could tell he was getting up and walking through, and he turned his light on for a second so he could see the path, but apparently he didn't see all the throw up.
Oh.
And because I was like, "Watch your step," and sure enough, he kind of slips a little bit. He didn't fall all but he slips, and then like he stops and turns on his flashlight on his phone, and is like breaking it off his foot. I'm like, "Just go, just go."
No.
What was he raking it off with? His phone?
His hand.
Oh gosh, no, that's worse.
It was so bad. But so he made it, helped his kid. The kid's like, the bathroom is right next to where we're sleeping, and it's it's very echoey, and it's just the worst sound in the world. But so that's all over, and so then they realize that we don't have any kind of cleaning supplies at this camp that we're at. They can't find any bleach or anything, so they mop it up the best they can with water, and it stinks so bad. And I had to I covered my head and finally go back to sleep after about an hour of this whole ordeal. And the next morning, we have powdered sugar donuts, we have breakfast bars and leftover pancakes and all this sweet stuff, hot chocolate. And the kid comes in, and he I'm sorry, I forgot a part. So that we don't have any cleaning supplies. So the dad says, "Let me go out. There's a store not too far. Let me go see if I can get something." And the director is like, "You sure? I can go if if you want to stay with your son." And he's like, "Oh, he'll be fine. He'll be fine." And sure enough, he left, and the kid was fine. I mean, he didn't throw up anymore. I was nervous because I was like, I hope he doesn't do it again. This is not good. And I was nervous about my own son, about him waking up. He didn't wake up. None of the kids woke up. In fact, some of the dads I don't think woke up. But
they woke up. They were just pretending.
It's like, "Oh, I'm asleep. I'm asleep."
I know.
So sleepy.
I said, "Were you awake through the whole thing?" And they're like, "Yeah." I said, "Me too." I'm a very sympathetic vomiter, especially when it's not my kid. And I would have lost it. I was having a hard enough time because we had eaten so much. Like we had chili the night before.
Oh, there's your problem right there.
Lava cake.
Lava cake. Oh gosh.
Yeah. So the menu that night was chili, or you could have leftover hamburgers and hot dogs. And
which is what the chili was made out of.
We made lava cake, and we were going to have s'mores after that. I'm like,
what?
No, this is what I'm saying. We're going to have a talk with this guy. It's like, we never did have the s'mores because everybody was just like, oh, miserable, So I don't know. We were trying to remember if the kid had chili because I was like, oh man, I hope he didn't get sick. But because hardly any of the kids ate the chili. It was all the parents that ate it.
Of course.
He was like the only kid that ate it. But I think somebody that was cleaning it up was saying something like, "There's the secret ingredient" or something. It was gross. So he was fine. The guy, the dad that tried to leave, couldn't get out of the camp because they locked the gate. It's a state park, but they locked the gate, at a certain time of the night. So he couldn't get out. So he just comes back and he's like, couldn't get out. So we're just kind of stuck with the smell, I guess. And it was fine. Everybody went back to sleep. None of the kids got sick. The kid never got sick again. But in the next morning, we're eating breakfast, and he's grabbing all this stuff. Like he grabs a thing of donuts, and he's wanting to grab cereal and all this. I'm like, you're gonna not eat all of that. You're just gonna eat this right here. And I said, take it slow.
Bar.
I said, are you feeling better, buddy? He's like, yeah, man, I feel great. And I said, you're going to take it slow and not drink all that sugary drinks. And it was so funny because he made a comment about the lemonade. He said, whoever made the pink lemonade, they didn't make it strong enough. I'm like, I think they did. Because he filled up 3 or 4 times his bottle and drank, man, so much sugar. So that's the lesson here, kids, is don't eat so much sugar at one time. Oh my gosh. But he was fine, and he ate the whatever he got the first time. I was like, yeah, just do. I think he had cereal. I was like, let's see how you do on that. I don't know where his dad is at this point. Oh, he went to look at cleaning stuff. He got out, and he came back. He said, I actually found a place I could have gotten out on the back side that was like a secret exit, I guess, or something. And he was gone during breakfast. But again, nothing else happened. But
I'm sure it didn't help that the lemonade was just full of alcohol as well.
yeah, we
all right, Camps.
too much in it. But otherwise, it was a great trip. We had we went hiking Saturday, and it was a long hike. We did some different things like shooting BB guns and bows and arrows, and what do they call it? Adaladle? Some kind of a spear type thing where you have this launcher type.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah,
okay. And you sling it. It's really neat. And then
I've used that on Survivor before.
Yeah, played outside games. They did a game called Manhunt, which it's like tag in the dark. And Charlie, my son, he had this hiding spot where he's laid down beside a trash can, and he had this black coat on, like it's freezing outside, and he's just laying there. And we were, a couple of the parents were not playing the game. We were just sitting there talking, and somebody looks down like, where did he come from? And he was just down. And I said, is he asleep? I said, I don't think so. And I leaned down. I was like, are you asleep? But he's like, no. He wouldn't move. He would barely talk. He wouldn't move. He was just trying so hard to be hidden. And sure enough, but a bunch of kids like ran right past him. He had the perfect spot, the angle and everything. And they eventually found him, on one of the times. But it was so funny because he was just as still as a stone, looked like a trash bag or something. But yeah.
Oh, there you go. Do you see any Bigfoot? Big feet?
We did not see Bigfoot, but they have rescued birds there. They had an owl with one wing. A great horned owl.
Sad.
And they had a barn owl that was hit. I think all of these got hit by a car, basically, or cars, not the same car.
Like at the same time, or?
And then they had a red-tailed hawk, it was missing a wing. But they told us all about their eyes, and like the red-tailed hawk, it has tunnel vision. And it gets hit by cars often because it sees food across the way, and it'll get hit by things because it's not paying attention, but to its peripheral. Mm-hmm. So it was interesting. They were going to try to feed it all the birds that they had there with the mice, because they feed them field mice, whatever, or no, rats. I guess they were dead rats. They just throw them in the cage. They said they won't eat while people are there, but we'll try it, because all the kids were like, "Can you feed them while we're here?"
We have dead rats, and you guys
so
have
we just
chili.
Stood there. It was so funny. We stood at this big cage kind of thing, and we're just standing there like watching them. Everybody, the kids are as quiet as can be. It's so funny. And there's these people walking down the road, because it's a state park. It's a camp where people can tent camp or whatever, and they're just staring at us because we're just standing there real quiet, and they have no idea what we're doing. But it was
seeing how the chili's made.
Yeah, the chili's. That was before the incident, but yeah, no
exactly.
Bigfoot. We didn't see any Bigfoot.
Oh well, what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Maybe one day.
Yeah,
we'll probably do an episode on Bigfoot sometime. Creatures.
When you're describing the kid that threw up, I keep picturing Chunk from Goonies.
Yeah.
It's so weird that you mentioned Chunk from Goonies. I saw a video of him today, an interview he did.
Yes, I watched
right
that
after Goonies.
Too. That's probably why I'm thinking of it.
And he's got a hat on as a bird, a seagull, where he can flap the wings of the hat.
Yeah,
and he's just like, He was like really funny.
Oh, he was hilarious.
Yeah.
Like it's a great video if you find it online. Yeah, it's like an interview, it's old interview. I don't even know who's interviewing him. I've never seen
It
the guy
was
before.
it was something from London. He was in London.
Okay.
But yeah, he was just. But they asked him how old he was, and he goes, "What do you say? Like, I'm 14, going on 45 or something." Like that. It's very quick.
They asked him about like eating and like something to allude, I mean, because he's chunky, and the audience just started cracking up at it. When you feel kind of bad, but he's just laughing along with it. He's like, "What do you mean? I'm in the best shape of my life.
Yeah.
I do like 20 laps in the pool every day."
Because
It's like it's a little kiddie pool,
Care
with
Bears on the side.
Care Bears on the side.
It was a funny video.
Did I tell you all that I've been to the Goonies house?
Yes, you have.
Yes.
Okay.
We did a whole episode on it.
We did a whole episode.
No,
on
I'm just
it.
kidding.
Go back and listen to it.
Go back and find- We did talk
was
about
cool.
it at some point, but yes.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Did you go
And
in?
you can't go there anymore. No, you can't go in. Somebody lives there, and they've decided not to let people like hang out and look at the house anymore. So can't do it anymore. It's a really neat town.
So I just had a thing come in on the old Facebook I Am Group. If you're not part of I Am Group, you should be part of I Am Group. Just go to Facebook, search I Am Group, and we will approve you. Unless you're weird. But then we'll still approve you.
We'll still.
I was going to say most of the people are weird, I think. That are
somebody posted, Vance posted, so Captain Marvel, yep, it's a thing. He just saw it, and that was his review of it.
Oh, no.
Who said that?
Vance Cope.
Oh, okay.
And then Dave Adams. Dave Adams, shut up. He said, not a good thing? And he said, I wouldn't say it's a bad thing.
Oh. Ouch.
It's just kind of there.
I've heard there's like mixed reviews on it.
Yeah. So it is playing right now. It is actually out right now as we record this.
Yeah. People are watching it right now.
First people are seeing it right now. I don't know when I'll see it. I want to see it, but I don't know. I usually go on Tuesdays because it's $5. So we'll see if I get to go. Yeah, I've already. This is the part of the technology age that we're in that I hate. Like, so the movie came out today, and I was scrolling through YouTube to try to find something, and a video pops up saying blah 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 blah, basically in the title and a picture about the movie, and I'm just like, really? Come on, at least give it like a week. I mean, everybody's like, I got to be the first. I got to be the first.
Yeah.
To get this stuff out there, and so basically, I didn't watch the video, of course. I wasn't going to watch it, but it alluded to something that's going to happen in Endgame that was brought up in this movie, and I'm just like, come on, people, don't be that guy. You could say a movie, you could say if you like it or not, but
don't put what the stuff in the title, like just allude to something in the title,
right?
Then you can read the article and find out. Like, don't put spoilers in the title.
They even do that like on Yahoo, like news and stuff, like their front page. They will have stuff like that on there. Like, here's the 6 characters that died in this movie. Like, really? Not everybody can go out the day of something opening.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't work like that. I guess we're not real fans. I want to see the movie, so hopefully it's good. I mean, he says it's okay. Yeah. He says it's a thing.
It's a thing.
It's not a bad thing.
Happened.
Yeah.
The thing.
Shazam has been getting good reviews apparently.
When does that come out?
Sometime.
It's gonna be out.
It's gonna be a thing.
It's gonna be a thing.
Yeah, I think there was more footage put out about it, but I didn't watch it because I didn't want to see the whole movie before.
Yeah, they're starting to put out more, and I don't want to watch it anymore.
Yeah, it's too much. So I do want to see Captain Marvel. Hopefully it's good. I'm sure we will talk about it once we see it. So Chris and I will probably see it, and then Catron will see it when it comes out on Netflix.
Oh, come on.
A couple
I'm
years
just
from
kidding.
now.
I'm just kidding.
You never know.
April 5th is Shazam.
April 5th.
Oh, that's Shazam. Okay.
Hmm.
Cool.
I may be more likely to see that one, though. I don't know. I mean, I want to see both of them.
Well, I want to see Captain
when I can
Marvel
actually
before
go.
I see Endgame.
Yeah.
Because I want to see how it all fits in.
Yeah.
Even though I could probably just go on YouTube and find out how it all fits in.
Go on any website right now and find out how
it. You have to go spend all that money.
That is an excuse I can use with my wife, though. I got to go see this now because if I don't, it's completely ruined.
That's basically what I say usually. It's like I have to see this or I'm going to see everything about it.
Yeah. They do have on Twitter, like, I don't know about the other social medias, you can block. You can put in Captain Marvel, and it will block anything that says Captain Marvel for a certain period of time. So you could be like, for a week, for the next week, block anything that says Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. So some other news was announced today, not just Galaxy Edge. Something that I know that you guys are even more excited about. It was announced that Wrestlemania is coming.
Oh, no, that's okay now.
So the squared ring instead of the...
Oh, no. What? I don't know what you're talking about. Wrestlemania is coming to Tampa, Florida next year. It's where I used to live for 10 years of my life. Tampa. I lived at Wrestlemania.
That's the Wrestlemania for 10 years.
I would just travel around each one and just live there.
It's like a circus.
Yeah. It's a groupie.
No, but it was funny because I have a friend of mine that still lives in Tampa. And I don't know. Well, it's Eastern time, so I guess. But like, I got a text like it was like 5 or something this morning. Wrestlemania is going to be at Tampa around my birthday, and I'm like, yeah, we should go. So I would love to go. I don't know.
Yeah,
but it's going to be like the logo for it's like pirate themed because it's going to be in Raymond James Stadium, football stadium.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that's.
Are they all going to dress like pirates?
That would be cool.
Some of them have peg legs. Parrots.
I don't know. Maybe there'll be a pirate band playing everybody in.
I'll be drunk on rum.
Yeah, the matches won't be for the title. It'll be for rum and buried treasure.
Instead of like a cage match, it'll be a big pirate ship in the middle, and they could jump off of the crow's nest.
Yeah,
and all that.
But so that's coming to Tampa next year, and Royal Rumble's coming to Houston next year. So I'm going to try to go to at least the Royal Rumble when it's here in town.
You gotta.
I got it. I've never been, so I want to go.
If it's in England, is it the Royale Rumble
with cheese?
With cheese.
I heard that I'm gonna be coming back live.
What?
And in color.
What? In color?
Yeah.
In Technicolor.
Technicolor. We may be doing a live version of Battle Royale with cheese at Comic Palooza. Maybe. We haven't been it hasn't been confirmed that we're actually going to be there yet. But you should go. You should go to Comic Palooza. Maybe we'll be there. Go on Saturday because that will probably be the only day we're all there together.
Probably so.
Man.
Anyways, so so what ring news were you guys talking about? I don't.
There is
I know
an Amazon Prime show that is a show about the Lord of the Rings.
Let's see how long it'll take you to get that out.
I'm trying to think.
There's an Amazon Prime show.
Yeah, they don't have a title for it, right? It's just about and what they announced today is that they had this map that they presented on a tweet or social media. I'm sure all social media. It says, "Welcome to the Second Age," or something like that, right? Amazon's Lord of the Rings, and the theory has been that this one, or maybe what people have heard, is that it's going to be about Aragorn when he was younger, and What they've said is, welcome to the second age with this map. And the second age, we found out through reading some articles, is before right before the beginning of the Fellowship of the Ring movie that we saw, where there's the big battle. That's where the second age happened. So it's when the rings were created, and then when they were all destroyed except for the one ring.
Yeah, and Aragon wasn't in the second age. He showed up in the third age.
Right. So there's some confusion about all that. Yeah.
It's going to be on the Isle of Numenor.
Yeah. So we're not really sure exactly what all this means, but it could be that there's flashbacks or flash forwards where you see him in it. But I think it's exciting, that it's going to be this new content. And I think I read that it wasn't even, it's an age out here, an age that wasn't explored much by J.R.R. Tolkien. Sorry, too many R's. Meaning most of the stories won't be his and won't be thought up by the show's writers for better, and will be thought up by, golly, I can't read or talk at this point, for better or worse. So I think it'll be interesting.
So the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit were in the third age.
They were in the third age,
which led into at the end led into the fourth age.
Theoretically, yes.
Well, no, that's what it said. That with the former Lord of the Rings heralding in the fourth age with the defeat of Sauron.
The fifth came after that too.
No, like it says that there's 4 main ages in the timeline of Middle Earth history. The third age was what we saw in the movies, in the Hobbit, and then the fourth age comes after that, which I don't know what's in the fourth age. So we're seeing So we're going to be seeing a build up to the process from the Lord of the Rings movie saga opening, which gave us the Last Alliance's climactic assault and the death of the King of Gondor, with the One Ring passing to his son in this new show.
Ooh. In the second age, I read somewhere, I can't find it now, but it's a period that lasts. Let's see, which covers a vast time period of over 3,400 years. It was during this time that the Ring of Power was created. That's a long.
It's gonna be a long show.
It's funny though, because it says that, and then the next paragraph. This is just an article I'm reading.
Yeah.
It says, or at least it might, because it's, what did you say, 3,500 years long?
Yeah.
So it could be something completely different.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because the rise of Sauron occurs at the tail end of that age.
Oh yeah, I mean, if anything, if it is the second age, it's probably just the end of it, because they said it. I mean, nobody knows. I mean, that's the thing, is like they said they put a map on social media and said, "Welcome to the second age," and it may mean nothing. I mean, who?
Oh, here's the thing, because we all know the history of Middle Earth. The island Numenor was sunk below the sea roughly 100 years before the formation of the Last Alliance. So therefore, this will probably happen if it's still above the ocean or the sea or whatever. It'll happen before all that stuff we just talked about.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Atlantis-esque.
All this from just a map.
I know. That's the thing. It's
no matter what, apparently it's going to cost $500 million to produce. So
is that in Middle Earth money or?
That's in all the money ever made.
It better be a good show.
It's not. Wait, it's not going to be out until the end of 2021.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's still long.
Why are we talking about this now? Forget this. Come back in 2021.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, that's a long time. I'll forget about it.
Oh yeah.
Oh. I mean, at least we have Game of Thrones in 6 weeks?
I don't.
There we go.
It's similar, right?
I don't have it. Sorry. I have my Lord of the Rings action figures sitting here. I can just make my own battle.
You're gonna have to, I guess.
And I have the video games. I still need to finish playing.
I've got my diorama of the Red Wedding, so I'm ready.
Game of Thrones.
It's just a bucket of red.
Remember when we had to make those things with shoe boxes?
Yeah. That's what it is.
Full scenery.
Shoe boxes covered in red paint. That's all it is. My Red Redding diorama.
So it was also, there was a short list announced for the Batman.
The Batman.
The Batman. I'm trying to find it. I sent it to you guys, but then
You put it on our Facebook page too, right?
I put it on something.
I got it here. You had texted it to us.
I did all kinds of stuff.
I didn't get your text message.
Yeah, because there it is. The Batman. Yeah, because
you're tired of us.
You turned us off.
Turned you guys off. Turn off iMessages.
So I'm trying to remember. Yeah, you turned off iMessages.
Yeah,
supposedly. Accidentally.
So the last text was we were texting about what days we might be able to go to Comic Palooza if we go, and I answered, but it said it failed. So I changed it to send us text message at some point, and in fact, I may not even done it on that conversation. I think I did it when I was trying to text my wife, and I've gotten text from her. I don't know why it doesn't work for you guys, but yeah, once I turned that off, I never went back and changed it back, and I was like, why are you guys not responding to my texts? You know?
We see who you like better.
Yeah, your wife. Yeah.
I kind of do. You know that.
Wow.
Whoa! Just no hesitation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I've known you. I've known you way longer than you've known her.
Well, yeah, we won't get off.
You're common law married and
Common law.
States.
Oh my gosh, yeah. No, it's never mind.
What?
I'll tell y'all something later that I read. We won't discuss it.
Just leave the listeners wondering. Anyways, the short list for the Batman.
We don't get controversial on this show. So.
If we do, I edit it out later, which I have.
Yeah.
On a few occasions. You guys never heard it.
It's Ryan on a soapbox.
It's usually me saying, you know what gets my gears?
Grinds
my gears.
We should release an episode of all that, right? So.
It's deleted. I could probably find it somewhere buried in my computer. That will be the last episode we ever do.
Yeah.
Here's how we really feel. That'll be the name of the episode.
Yeah.
Our episode that we offend everybody is tame.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. I have some thought-provoking stuff, but we just cut it out. So short list for the Batman. Now, a few episodes back, we talked about them replacing the actor playing the Batman, and we gave sort of our thoughts on who should replace him. And I'm trying to remember if somebody on this list was one of our picks. And I think at least one of them was somebody that I brought up and said, how about this guy? And you guys both went, no, that's the dumbest thing ever. Why would they pick him? That's dumb.
You mind if I don't remember it, so it didn't happen.
Yeah, anyway, so the short list is I'm going to mispronounce half of these names.
Okay.
Jack Raynor?
Raynor?
It's the 27-year-old Transformers Age of Extinction star, which who knows what that is, or who that is.
I think he was the guy dating Mark Wahlberg's daughter.
I don't even know if I saw that movie, because those Transformers, they just all run together now.
Yeah.
So many of them. Alex Ludwig, the 26-year-old The Hunger Games actor, which we did say a couple of people from The Hunger Games.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if we said him, though.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me look back in my show notes.
He was like Finnick. I can't remember his character name. He was one of the people in the actual like Hunger Games. He was a past winner or something. I think.
Yeah. No, I just have Jensen Ackles and Liam Hemsworth down. I don't remember the other ones we chose. Jack O'Connell. This is the guy that I'm pretty sure that I said, how about this Jack O'Connell guy? And you guys were like, no, that's because he was on the list. And I'm like, hey, this guy looks like he could be the guy. And you're like, no, he doesn't look like he could be Batman.
I'm going to look him up. Jack.
Yeah, I am too. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, what was he? Because he was in something.
He was in he's the star of Godless, 20 years old.
Oh, he was in Unbroken. Yeah, I don't know.
Dead Air. Anyways,
I don't remember.
And then there was Aaron Taylor Johnson, which we did mention him, I think.
Yeah, I think we mentioned him, but we're like, oh, he was Quicksilver, and he was also in that movie, like that Kick Butt movie.
Oh yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure that Jack O'Connell is the guy I mentioned. And then Nicholas Hoult, the 29-year-old actor who has played Beast in the X-Men movies,
and he's also going to be Tolkien in the Tolkien movie on Amazon.
I don't know about him. I'm trying to imagine any of these people playing Bruce Wayne. That's the part we talked about. They've got to be able to play Batman and Bruce Wayne.
But and I was going to say, but nobody ever thought Ben Affleck would either. But he still wasn't good.
Well, he was good. He was good in Batman v Superman. I thought it was in Justice League where they didn't know what to do with them.
Anyways, so that came out that they had the short list. I guess we'll see if any of those people. Usually, when they come out with a short list, it's always somebody that's not on the list that gets the part.
Well, yeah,
probably.
So, how about that Lord of the Rings thing coming out? I'm just kidding. We have reached our hour mark. Can you believe that? We've been talking for an hour. Happens every week, but we just keep talking. Anyways, Catron and I have been playing a little WWE 2K19. So
yeah,
if you're on PS4, jump on there. I think Dave Adams has it. He might jump on there with us and play.
Oh, nice. Yeah, definitely. You can go back and watch our stream if you're really interested in watching us goof off. Twitch.tv/IamGeekShow should be the address.
If you want to watch me
I watched a little bit of the video, and there's a little bit of an echo. We got to figure out how to set it up, because it could be that maybe you don't need to turn yours on. I don't know, or maybe something with my setup was goofy, but.
Well, I don't think anybody watched.
And it was bad because I kept switching to the PlayStation menus, so it would all of a sudden just go to this blank screen. It was, and then you couldn't hear anything. You're like, what's going on? But
we had fun, and I still can't figure out how to kick out of a pin. But
yeah,
oh well.
It's not button mashing like the old games.
No. Also, you can the PS Plus games this month. You can get Call of Duty Modern Warfare for free. So get that, Chris. Get that, and we'll play it. And anybody else, get it. It's free.
Go for it.
All right, let's end with you got any what you streaming for this week? That will be what we finish on.
Sure. There you go. I've actually been going back and watching a lot of Bob's Burgers on Hulu. It's a funny cartoon. It's can be more adult fare. It's like The Simpsons and stuff, but it's just kind of this humorous show. It's just really funny. Yeah, that's just trying some of those if you haven't.
I've never watched one single episode of Bob's Burgers.
Well, there you go. That's all on Hulu. Take a shot.
Hulu.
Yeah. Well, then don't.
You watch anything, Catron?
I probably won't in the next few days because we're getting ready to go to Branson for the weekend through middle of next week.
That's going to be a show right there.
Yeah, we're going to go to the Titanic Museum. I told you earlier about Titanic, but I did when I was looking at Netflix earlier. I was trying to find what episode of the Umbrella Academy I was on. I came across this one that I might watch. It's a movie called Viking Destiny. I love Viking shows. I don't know if I think we talked about it before. Y'all haven't ever watched the show Vikings. That was on History Channel, but it's really, really good. So it's got me hooked on anything Vikings. I'm just like, I want to see it. This looks like it could be more of a chick flick than an actually good show. But
what's the cover art look like there, Buddy?
Buddy. No, it's not. And chick flick being one that women would like to watch.
Is there like scantily clad Vikings?
No, that's not what I mean. There's actually a guy with a bald head with this huge axe that is.
Is that what they call it these days? Huge axe.
Jeez, man.
Oh,
no, Hugh not Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman's on it? Wow.
No, he's not on it. These people you never heard of, but I'm going to try it out. I'm going to check it out. It's probably not good, but it says this movie is suspenseful. So it's a movie, which that's funny. It's like Netflix. There's not a lot of movies I've watched on Netflix as much as TV shows. I mean, a lot of what you hear about people watching is things that are shows. I mean, we watch movies every once in a while, but or over and over again. If with a kid, a lot of times it happens.
Yeah.
But I'm going to check out Viking Destiny and hopefully finish the Umbrella Academy.
Oh yeah, you need to finish that before you check out the other.
I did find out my wife and son may be going out of town after we get back, so that might be my chance. So
there you go.
We'll see. Or just watch it now.
I'm going to try to go to sleep pretty soon.
I'm just kidding. I've been watching Deadly Class on Sci-Fi, which is really good.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not family friendly at all.
No.
And it caught me off guard. I mean, I knew it was going to be, but it caught me off guard because I guess I just don't watch much TV on TV. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I'll watch stuff on Netflix, Amazon, because I was like, wait, when could they start using those words on Sci-Fi? And when they could start doing that much violence on Sci-Fi?
Well, AMC and FX do a lot of that stuff too.
I didn't really think Sci-Fi did like F-bombs and stuff. That's caught me off guard. I was crazy. Like, what? I'm just an old fogey, I guess now.
Yep.
Because I didn't like that part of it, but the story was really cool. It's about basically a homeless kid that gets taken in by this school that basically trains assassins.
Yes.
And it's very interesting.
I believe it was
a graphic novel.
I think it was one of my What You Been Watching.
No, what you streaming? Come on.
What you streaming?
What you been watching?
What you been watching?
What you been watching?
What you been watching?
They do the flashback scenes really cool. They do it in like an animation, which is really cool.
Yeah, I think I told you about it, and I said that his person that he wants to assassinate is Ronald Reagan. Yeah. And you're like, what?
It makes sense now. Sort of.
It makes sense.
But not really. So. I mean, But it's a pretty cool show if you like assassins.
Mm-hmm.
If you like those sort of things.
Assassins.
If you like Harry Potter, but with death, even more death.
Yeah. Sure. Anyways, so for next week, I don't know if there will be an episode out. We'll have to discuss that offline. So if you don't hear from us, it's because I'm at Disney World. Yes, I know.
Spring break.
And Catron's in Branson, and Chris is just laying in bed.
I'm just laying in bed.
He could just have his own episode. People have requested that, so
Chris in bed.
The Chris Street episode. But I will be at Disney, hopefully running into one of our other good pals from the show, Ray Chase. Meeting up with him. And it's sort of a spur of the moment trip, so we'll have to talk. So if there's not a show next week, don't worry, we'll be back.
We'll be back.
It's okay. With lots of stories to tell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But thank you for listening. This has been episode 94 of I Am Geek. Check us out on all of our social medias, usually at I Am Geek Show, or join our group, I Am Group, on Facebook. And we will be talking to you next time. Good night, good day, good morning.